Welcome to today's webinar on positioning Xero to your clients. We will be getting started here very shortly. Let's go ahead and give it another minute or so. Looks like we have a few more attendees that are going to be joining us. I do want to make sure that everyone can hear me okay. If you can't, please type in the chat box. It's most likely off to your right-hand side in the GoToWebinar control panel. Good afternoon. Again, welcome to today's webinar on positioning Xero to your clients. We are absolutely thrilled to be with you. Thank you for joining us. We are speaking to you live from Xero's office in Denver, Colorado. My name is Bill Kimball. I am Xero's Territory Account Manager for Canada and other new markets like Central America, Mexico, and the Caribbean. And no, get that idea out of your head. I do not get to travel to Cancun for Xero.
And I'm Brad Gustafson. I'm Xero's account manager for the Western United States. For those of you who don't know, as account managers, Bill and I are responsible for helping our accounting and bookkeeping partners grow, automate, and embrace the cloud with Xero. So this is our very first Positioning Xero to Your Clients webinar that we've ever hosted for Xero in the Americas. And as Bill mentioned, we're really excited to be with you today. We have a number of partners from all over. So when I say Americas, not just talking about the United States, but also Canada, Mexico, Central and South America. So why don't we get a quick pulse and see where you partners are calling from today. So in the control panel on the bottom right-hand side under the questions area, you'll be able to type in your location. You just go ahead and start typing that in. We'll get a pulse on where everybody's from. All right, we've got people from all over: Toronto, Arizona, Montana, Costa Rica, Nova Scotia, Vancouver, Panama, California. Happy to have all of you with us here today. Couple of quick housekeeping tips for the best experience. Go ahead and close out of any other applications you might have open. So email, other web browsers. That's going to prevent buffering. So the agenda, questions we'll answer today. We're going to be answering the critical question, why offer Xero? And what does that actually look like? So how to do it. We'll also be covering common objections from clients and help you feel more comfortable onboarding a client to Xero. We've scheduled 30 minutes for the webinar, and we'll have an optional 15 minutes at the end for a Q&A. So feel free to stick around if you have some questions. So Bill, I got to ask you, why offer Xero in the first place?
Well, Brad, aren't you just a smooth operator? Nice transition there. To be honest, I like to break that question of why offer Xero down into really two more simplistic questions. So first, what's in it for me? And second, what's in it for my clients? And it's actually pretty simple. So let's take a look. Let's think about it in terms of how it will benefit your practice or firm first. So by offering Xero, you're able to deliver value to your clients by giving the right advice at the right time based on the right information. What a concept. You're also, of course, creating a profitable, reoccurring service offering for your practice or firm. And with Xero, I mean, you're using something that eliminates many, many repetitive manual tasks. And we all know time is money. The other thing, I mean, let's face it, there are other benefits as well that kick in as you journey through our partner program. For example, getting listed on our advisor directory once you have 5 clients on Xero. That's that public-facing portion of our website where small business owners can search for a local Xero advisor. That way we can actually help you bring in new business leads. And as for your clients, what's in it for them? Well, I mean, first and foremost, Xero is an incredibly simple solution. It's easy to understand, feature-rich functionality, and that actually helps them effectively run their businesses. It also allows them to have easier and more transparent collaboration with you. And since it's making you more efficient as accountants, bookkeepers, virtual CFOs, hopefully it's freeing up your time to have higher value conversations with your clients, doing less mundane work. And that's not only higher value work for you, but meaningful business advice that will actually help move the needle for your clients. So it's nice to have some of this theory behind why it makes sense to offer Xero, but gosh, how the heck do you actually do it? Brad, can you help us?
So you're not a salesperson. That's okay. It's all about asking questions, listening, demonstrating, suggesting, being enthusiastic, and educating. So let's dig into that a little bit further. The number one thing is to ask questions. Make your client feel like you're listening to them. Again, you don't have to be a salesperson, just have a natural conversation. Ask questions to open up dialogue and have your client more involved. We want to uncover what their needs are, because if you can't uncover what their needs are and their pain points, there's less incentive for them to make a change. And when I say make a change, that means moving to Xero or even becoming your client. We call this a needs analysis. It's about understanding your client's business and uncovering those pain points. Further into the process, these questions will allow us to make suggestions and helps the client discover Xero's value. Also, asking questions will, help you tailor your demo to the client based on your discoveries. So now that you have a better understanding of your client, what's next? Demonstrate. So in other words, do a demo. The depth of the demo might depend on the type of relationship you have with the client or potential client. So if they're more hands-on, show them more. If they're more hands-off, just keep it brief and high level. Ask yourself, why do you love Xero? Remember to think about the reasons why you love Xero and share those with your client. Also remind yourself what's in it for the potential client. What do they stand to gain from Xero? And what value are you bringing to the table as their advisor, and how is Xero a catalyst for this? So what do you want to cover in the demo? Let me take you into the demo company as if I was doing a demo for my client. So this should be a familiar site for many of you. This is the Partner Edition dashboard. At the bottom, you'll see the blue hyperlink to access the demo company. So this is basically the sandbox environment with mock data. Use this to demo the software to your clients. And I'm not going to show you everything, but I'll show you the pieces that I think should always be included. Those include the dashboard and bank reconciliation, because they make up the hub of Xero and are powerful features that communicate Xero's efficiencies and value. And remember, you can add or subtract content based on what your client has communicated to you in that discovery conversation. So Xero's dashboard here is focused on your client as the business owner. Charts are all about cash flow. Everything on the left is a live balance. So see the money going in and out in one place. No need to log into separate accounts. On the right is the accrual cash position. So not yet cash in, but soon to be. Things like pending invoices and bills. And the dashboard, it keeps you organized. It drives efficiency. Communicate that to the client. And at some point, you might want to stop and get feedback from the client. So ask them things like, what are your thoughts? Would this speed up your bookkeeping? Answer any questions that arise. Keep it casual, conversational, and less sales-like. You don't want to sell to them. You just want to educate them and position yourself as a trusted advisor who's in the know. So next, we can go into bank reconciliation. Bank reconciliation is automated in Xero, so no more manual bookkeeping. The process is more organized and efficient than ever, and people love doing it in Xero. Dare I say it's more fun than Candy Crush. Now feel free to steal that and use it for yourself. But you'll see the software automatically suggests matches with bank lines and transactions in Xero. You'll just press OK to accept. Furthermore, setting up bank rules and cash coding really communicate efficiencies gained and how easy it is to do bookkeeping on Xero, especially for clients who are on dated solutions or spreadsheets. It really is intelligent automation at its very best. And now, at this point, the demo could go into different directions depending on the type of business your client has. For example, I have a partner with clients who are always in the field. So he likes to meet with new potential clients over coffee, and he'll take a picture of the receipt on Xero's mobile app, and it creates that aha moment. Really allows the client to see the power of Xero. So based on what you've learned during your client conversation, think about what you could show the client in Xero to create their own aha moment. And also remember, there's plenty of ways to put your personal touch on the demo. Use sayings like, one of the reasons I got into Xero is, and what I love about Xero is. For example, one of the reasons I got into Xero is that it's all about cash flow, and the people at Xero know the importance of cash flow for small businesses.
So, Brad,
Yeah, Bill.
that is super helpful, but let's pretend I followed your advice. So let me see if I got this right. I asked a lot of questions. I listened. I demoed Xero, and I suggested Xero as a solution that could address my clients or potential clients' need and pain, but they still had a few objections.
It sounds like you have something in mind, Bill, and I also see your slides, so why don't you just run with it?
Okay, cool. So let me make a really bold statement here. Objections are not bad. Objections are good. Say what? You heard me. Objections are not bad. Objections are good. They mean your client or potential client are actually engaged with you. Yes, objections mean they're engaged. So at a high level, my big suggestion on overcoming objections is tying them back to what you learned during all those questions when you were working to uncover their needs and existing pain. So for example, if you heard a consistent theme about difficulty collaborating and sharing data with their previous accountant, key in on that and how Xero makes that more simplistic. Again, tie those objections back to the needs and pain that you've uncovered during your time of questioning. So let's review some of the common objections you might hear from a client. So let me actually add this quick caveat. There are technically many ways to handle each one of these. Again, it's really going to depend on the specific needs and pain of each client. Essentially, what makes them tick. And that's how you'll want to address them. I'll also say that stories can be powerful. Other client success stories that paint a picture and perhaps show an example. Okay, without further ado, objection number one. I've never heard of Xero. So there's certainly a big opportunity to actually spin this into a positive. The fact that they've not heard of Xero puts you in the driver's seat and as an industry expert, being forward thinking and in the know. So you could play it up that way. Also, depending on the client and their personality, maybe you mention we have over 700,000 global subscribers. We're publicly traded in both New Zealand and Australia, and working with some of the largest firms and financial institutions like Wells Fargo, KPMG, and Deloitte. Or the fact that we've been around for 10 years and have been ranked by Forbes as the world's most innovative growth company in 2014 and 2015. Moving on, objection number 2. Well, what about QuickBooks? In other words, the Xero versus QuickBooks conversation. So with this one, we do have to be careful. It's definitely easy to get into what I'd call a features battle, just comparing both programs and a list of features. Instead, I really recommend talking about yourself and the extra things that you can do as a result of using Xero and what that's going to mean for them. So for instance, let's pretend for a second that I'm a Xero partner speaking to a potential client. We use Xero because we're able to offer more proactive advice that matters to our clients. It makes us more efficient at the work we're already doing, so we can actually include extra value for the same fee. So as your accountant, you can expect free management reports from me on a quarterly basis. Now, I mean, in all reality, you certainly might bring up 1 or 2 key differentiators between Xero and QuickBooks, but I would do it in conjunction with that advice I just mentioned. What differentiators you mention will likely need to be tailored to the client you are speaking with. So, for example, if they do a lot of electronic invoicing, maybe you mention our integrated payment processing and the fact Xero integrates with over 20 different payment processors, whereas QuickBooks uses only their native payment processor, QuickBooks Payment. Hey, Mrs. Client, I know you and your customers are huge PayPal users. Check this out. You can still use PayPal and integrate it with Xero. Or here's another one. Mr. Client, you had mentioned your business is really starting to scale. That's another reason we use Xero at our firm. It grows with our clients. Xero allows you to have unlimited users. You don't have to worry about your monthly bill increasing when you increase from 3 to 4 users. Plus, Xero integrates with over 450 business applications if we need to address new processes or workflows in the future. So I know that those are a little hokey, but hopefully that at least gives you a couple ideas on how to start framing these conversations. And I think that's a good way to put it, right? How we frame these conversations, that's what matters. You know, today's session isn't designed to give you all the advantages of Xero over QuickBooks. You know, I would encourage you to connect with your account manager to strategize more on this. Objection number 3, price. Again, the circumstances are going to determine how you address this. I think Brad and I were both seeing more and more of our accounting and bookkeeping partners adopt value-based pricing. And at its core, value-based pricing is a pricing strategy which sets prices primarily in the value, whether it be perceived or estimated, to the customer rather than on the cost of the product. So naturally, and because of that, I'm seeing my partners bundle the cost of Xero in with their service, which tends to be an easy way to handle it, and then the client only has one bill to manage, which again would actually include their Xero software. And please excuse the expression, but to beat a dead horse one more time, you know, again, to address this price objection, we really have to go back to their needs and pain. So how are you and Xero going to address and alleviate those needs and pain? You know, ask yourself, what value are you bringing to the table via Xero to justify the cost? Now, just a quick plug from a more practical standpoint with price, you know, we certainly don't want to forget about the Xero partner plans. did you know there are two more simplistic versions of Xero that are $3 and $12 per month, respectively, that are great for the basic shoebox or even year-end write-up clients? Bottom line, we have different versions of Xero to not only meet your different client needs, but to grow with them. And the last objection here we have, objection number 4, to use my voice there. It's too much work to switch accounting programs. This is a great segue into our next topic coming up. So we're going to cover some of the resources we have available on our end to assist with onboarding clients onto Xero. But the way that I would personally handle this in speaking to clients is talking about the efficiencies gained with Xero overcoming any temporary transitional period.
Thanks, Bill. So this is a slide that shows our founder and CEO, Rod Drury, talking about Xero's vision and the fundamental way we add value to our partner small business clients. I'm hoping that we all share this same vision. So let your passion and enthusiasm shine through in your conversations and your client demos. One other quote that I really like from Rod is this: Xero should be viewed as the next generation software, with QuickBooks Online belonging to the previous generation. This isn't just about product features. It's about the fundamental way in which we create value for customers, our speed and efficiency of innovation, and our ability to put our platform to work for them.
Nice, really cool, Brad. So I'm guessing at this point we have a few of you out there saying, okay guys, okay, good stuff, but what are the next steps from here? So number 1, identify a client. Identify a client. What do I mean? So identify a client to bring on Xero. Potential new client, someone that's in your pipeline, maybe it's an existing client using another accounting software application at the moment. Let's put in motion what we've learned today. At its core, Xero is perfect for small to mid-sized businesses and can cater to many industry types, especially with our large network of add-on applications. But if I had to pick just one niche, I'd say we definitely serve an enormous population of businesses that would generally categorize themselves as offering some kind of service. So what else? Connect with your account manager. Maybe I'm your account manager, or maybe it's Brad. Maybe it's someone else. Reach out. We're here to help. Whether it's dialoguing on these strategies we've covered today, or even creating a collaboration plan together. Wait, what's a collaboration plan? Well, a collaboration plan is a document to mutually agree upon timeline, next steps, and milestones to accomplish together. And we're happy to work together with you on that. The other step, so review the onboarding process resources we have. This would be yet another reason to connect with your account manager. We want you to feel confident with this. And because of that, we have a special team who does just that. So I'd actually like to introduce my colleague Patrick, who is joining us now, to make a quick plug and explain more about what he and his practice and platform consultants team does.
Hello guys, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So my name is Patrick Manoska, and I am a practice and platform consultant. I actually started my career in accounting and transitioned to tax and accounting software several years ago. My team and I offer guidance on implementing Xero and converting your clients, helping you analyze clients that would be a good fit for Xero, analyze potential add-ons, etc. You can get introduced to us via Brad, Bill, your account manager. Actually, real quick, I have a story I wanted to share with you all. Recently, I was working with one of our Xero partners who needed assistance getting his clients onboarded to Xero. They were on QuickBooks and Sage 50, and we put a plan in place to convert his clients to Xero. Following that plan, we successfully guided this partner in converting all of them to Xero. We also discussed potential add-on solutions that seamlessly integrate into Xero, and the partner recently emailed me saying he and his clients really love using Xero. So bottom line, just like your account managers, my team is another resource here at Xero to help you have success. So, guys, thanks again for including me and having me participate in the webinar
Yeah,
today.
hey, yeah, appreciate you joining us, Patrick, and for the insight on your team. Definitely great to know we have, an army of people here at Xero with our partners' success in mind. So at the end of the day, bottom line, I mean, we know that you can do these things, and we want to work with you and help you. So wow, it's been a lot of fun today, and we appreciate everyone for attending. I do have a couple quick closing comments before we start the Q&A period. I will just mention that, I've heard a lot of partners say that they didn't feel like a Xero expert until they actually started using Xero on a day-to-day basis. And that obviously makes total sense. I mean, the same goes for what we've covered today. Just got to dive in and start practicing this stuff. Now, when we are all done today, be sure to look out for the post-webinar survey as you exit. We'd love your feedback and how we can improve this in future webinars going forward. And last but not least, we would love to see all of you at XeroCon in San Francisco this summer. It's our amazing convention for leaders in cloud accounting. And just a heads up, early bird registration ends tomorrow. So reach out to your account manager for more information.